After leaving Isengard, Aragorn and Theoden are met up with a group of Dunedain and the sons of Elrond with a message from Elrond telling Aragorn that time is short and to remember the paths of the dead. Welcome to the Passing of the Grey Company, Part 13 of my Saga campaign. This part tells you about how Aragorn, along with Legolas, Gimli, and the Dunedain from the north and the sons of Elrond, take their long journey through the paths of the dead. Compared to the last quest that was a long quest, the next two quests are going to be a lot shorter. And the key to winning this quest is to have threat reduction, because you have to raise your threat a lot in this quest. That is why the decks I've chosen, one of the decks is almost 80% cards that cost 1 or less, and the other deck is half cards that are advanced, because you get penalized with raising your threat if you play cards during your planning phase each round. So I'm hoping to have it play cards at the very beginning where you get a free turn, or play events outside of the planning phase. The decks I've chosen for this quest, one of them is a Force of 300s quest. Each of your heroes can have one additional restricted attachment and gets plus. You get to reduce the cost of the first restricted attachment you play on each of your heroes each round by 1, and a refresh action. If each of your heroes has at least 2 restricted attachments, flip this card over. Each of your heroes can have 1 additional restricted attachment and gets plus 1 willpower for each restricted attachment on it. Exhaust this card to heal 1 damage from each hero of your heroes. And the heroes I've chosen for the 300s deck are Legolas. He's a 1/3/1/4 Sylvan Noble Scout, ranged. Response: after Legolas commits to a quest, discard a card from your hand to ready another hero. If that hero is Gimli, he gets plus 1 willpower until the end of the phase. Limit once per phase. And then Gimli, he's a 2/2/2/5 Sentinel. Response: after Gimli is declared as a defender, spend 1 resource from Gimli's pool to ready another hero. If that hero is Legolas, he gets plus 1 attack until the end of the phase. Limit once per phase. And the third hero is Elladan. He's a 2/1/2/4 Nordal Noble Ranger. While Elrohir is in play, Elladan gets plus 2 attack. Response: after Elladan is declared as an attacker, pay 1 resource from his resource pool to ready him. The starting threat for this deck is 32. And the other deck that I have chosen is a Ranger deck. You have Bearvor. She's a 2/2/2/4 Dunedain Ranger. Exhaust Bearvor to choose a player. That player draws 2 cards. limit once per round. And an Elro here, either 2, 2, 1, 4. Noldor Noble Ranger. While Eldadan is in play, Elro here gets +2 defense. Response. After Elro here is declared as a defender, pay 1 resource from his resource pool to ready him. And third hero is Adrienne. She's a 2, 3, 2, 4 Dunedain Ranger Scout. Response. After a location is explored, ready Adrienne. And the nice thing about the Elrond's sons are they don't have to be in the same deck to be able to get their bonus. They just have to be as long as they're in play. And the starting threat for this deck is 33. Here's the Aragorn hero. He's a 2, 3, 2, 5 Dunedain Noble Ranger. The first player gains control of Aragorn. If Aragorn leaves play, the players lose the game. While Aragorn has an artifact attached, he gains Sentinel and does not exhaust a quest. And here are the boons and burdens I've earned so far. Each deck draws their starting hand. I'm going to take a mulligan. And in this quest also you can search for Andriel in your deck and put him into play and raise each player's threat by 1. So I'm going to do that. I'll keep this hand. And I'm going to be using pipe tokens as exhaustion tokens. And this first player token to show that I've used Baravor's ability. The Forbidden Door. 1A. Setup. Set the Stone of Eric and the army of the dead aside out of play, and each player attaches one copy of Overcome by Grief to his threat dial. Remove each unattached copy of Overcome by Fear from the game. And what these Overcome by Fear do is you can't reduce your threat. And at the end of the round, raise your threat by 1. Then you may spend 1 fellowship resource to detach Overcome by Fear, and set it aside out of play. And now 1B. When revealed, each player may add 1 resource to his resource pool for each hero he controls. Each player who must raise his threat by 3. At the end of the planning phase, discard all cards in each player's hand and advance to stage 2A. So I'm going to raise each player's threat by 3. Each hero has now 2 resources. Okay, we're going to play Andriel. He costs only 2 because he's a restricted attachment. Giving Aragorn +1 willpower, attack, and defense. We're going to put a Gondorian shield onto Gimli. We're going to put a dagger onto Legolas. We're going to put a Gondorian shield onto Aragorn. We're going to put a golden belt onto Aragorn. And we're going to put Strider, the Ranger, onto Aragorn. Now we only have 1 card, and it's the reduce your threat card, so can't use it. So I used up pretty much all the cards I could in that hand. Going over to the Ranger deck, draw a card. Armor Destry. We're going to put the Unexpected Courage onto Faravor. I'm going to put a Limbus onto Aragorn. Now we're going to put a Calabrian Stone onto Aragorn. And that's all I can do. So we discard each hands. And we go to 2A. When revealed, each player searches his encounter deck for a different location, adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. I have chosen the Deadly Road and Haunted Path. The Haunted Path has a action forced that if you cancel a when revealed effect, you have to raise your threat by 1, and the Haunted Path gets +1 willpower threat for each player that has a threat of 35 or higher. Now side 2B. X is the threat of the player with the highest threat. Each player can't reduce his threat below his additional threat level. At the beginning of the planning phase, each player must choose. Either raise your threat by 1, or you can't play cards this phase. I got a little Aragorn tower built up here. And he doesn't exhaust the quest because we have artifacts on him. And he also has the spirit icon because of the Calabrian stone. Now we're going to quest. We're going to quest for 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's a total of 5 in the staging area. Because both of our threats are 35 or higher. First card, The Way is Shut. Peril Surge. When revealed, either set aside and overcome by fear to your threat dial, or progress can't be placed on the current quest until the end of the round. Well, we already have one on our threat dial, so no progress can replace this phase. Faithless Dead. When revealed, either raise each player's threat by 2 or reveal an additional encounter card. We're going to reveal an additional encounter card. Dark Door. While Dark Door is in the staging area, progress can't be placed on locations in the staging area. And a Dead Men of Dunharrow. So we added a total of 8 to the staging area, bringing it up to 13. So we quested successfully, but no progress can be placed on the main stage. And now to travel. we're going to raise our threat by 1 and travel to the haunted path. And the location was revealed although it's explored. So we're going to engage the Faithless Dead. And then engage the Deadman of Dunharrow. We have to raise our threat by 2. Deal out shadow cards. We're going to block with Aragorn. Attacking gets +1 attack. So no damage. Now we're going to use Limbus and ready up Aragorn, and we're going to block the Faithless Dead. No shadow, no damage, and we're going to use Andril's ability to attack back and he's destroyed. And this one quest has a keyword of Phantom, and that is instead of taking damage, you raise your threat. And now we're going to use Berevor's ability to have the Ranger deck draw 2 cards. Go to the end of the round, each player raises their threat by 2 because of Overcome by Fear. And now we switch players. We can pay 1 resource from Aragorn and remove the Overcome by Fear from the Ranger deck. Now each hero gets a resource. Draw a card. Dwarven Tomb. We're going to use Berevor's ability to draw 2 cards. Now we're going to go over to the 300's deck. Draw a card. Hands upon the bow. Now we're going to quest. We're going to quest for 16 again. And then we're actually going to make that 17 and reduce our threat by 3. First card revealed. Twisting Place. Second card, a Deadman of Dunharrow. So that's 5 threat added, and we had a total of 6 before, so it's 11. So we made 6 progress. That clears the haunted path and puts 2 progress onto the main quest. And Idrian readies because we explored a location. Now we're going to engage the Deadman of Dunharrow. You have to raise the threat by 2. Deal out shadow cards. We're going to block with Hydrian. No shadow, no damage. Then we're going to block the Dead Men of Dunharrow with Aragorn. No shadow. Then we're going to use Andril's ability and destroy the Dead Men of Dunharrow. Go to the end of the round, raise the Ranger deck by 1. And the 300s deck, we raise by 2. And then we're going to pay 1 resource from Aragorn's resource pool to remove the Overcome by Fear. Now each hero gets a resource. Draw a card. Silver Harp. We're going to raise our threat by 1 to attach a Silver Harp to Legolas. Now we're going to go to the Ranger deck, draw a card, Heed the Dream. Now we're going to go into the questing phase. We're going to discard Hands Upon the Bow to ready up Gimli. He gets +1 willpower, so I'm questing for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I'm going to put the card back into my hand with the Silver Harp. And there's a total of 9 in the staging area. First card, Ghost of Men. When revealed, either attach a set aside Overcome by Fear to your threat dial, or Ghost of Men makes an immediate attack. I'm going to have make immediate attack, and I'm going to lock him with Aragorn. If your threat is 35 or higher, defending player can't ready until the end of the round. But we're going to use Andril's ability to destroy the Ghost of Men. Next card, Deadly Road. So there was a total of 2 added to the staging area, bringing it up to 11. So we quest successfully by 6. So that's what 6 progress on the main quest. Now we're going to spend 1 resource from Aragorn's resource pool to travel to the Deadly Road. Now we're going to block the Dead Men of Dunharrow with Gimli and spend 1 resource to ready up Legolas, giving him +1 attack. Either attach a set aside Overcome by Fear to your threat dial, or attacking enemy makes additional attack. We're going to set an Overcome by Fear to the threat dial. And then Legolas is going to attack for 5 and destroy the Dead Men of Dunharrow. Go to the end of the round. We have to raise the threat by 2 because the overcome by fear. And then we're going to draw a card. Each hero gets a resource. Oh, I forgot to use ability, so this deck was going to draw 2 cards. I'm going to go over to the 300s deck, draw a card. Then we're going to use Bear Ward's ability and have them draw 2 more cards. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. Aragorn doesn't ready. So we're going to quest for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to discard a card and then put it back in our hand with the silver harp. And there's a total of 9 in the staging area. First card revealed, Dead Men of Dunharrow. Second card revealed is The Way is Shut. When revealed, either attach a set aside overcome by fear to your threat dial, or progress can't be placed on the current quest this round. I'm going to say progress can't be placed on the current quest. Has Surge and a Whispers in the Dark. Peril. Either attach a set aside overcome by fear to your threat dial, or each character you control gets minus 1 willpower, attack, and defense until the end of the round. Fear to the threat dial. And a total of 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We quested successfully by 1. So we put 1 progress on the Deadly Road. Now we're going to engage the Dead Men of Dunharrow. We have to raise the threat by 2. And we're going to block with Gimli. And then ready up Legolas. And attacking enemy gets +1. So attacking for 3, we got 3 defense. And then we're going to attack with Legolas and destroy the Dead Men of Dunharrow. Go to the end of the round, raise threat by 2 because of the overcome by fear. And then we're going to spend one of Aragorn's resources to remove the overcome by fear. Draw a card. Raiment of War. We're going to use Varivor's ability to have his 300's deck draw 2 cards. Open the Armory and Unexpected Courage. We're going to raise our threat by 1 to play Open the Armory. We're going to search the top 10 cards of our deck for a weapon or armor attachment and put it into our hand. We're going to take the bow of the Gladrium. We're going to put the bow of Gladrium onto El'Dadan. Now we're going to put the Raiment of War onto Gimli, giving him +1 attack, +1 defense, and +2 hit points. Now we're going to put the Gondorian Shield onto El'Dadan. I'm going to put the Golden Belt onto Gimli. Now we're going to play Gladrium's Greeting and reduce our threat by 6. Down to 42. And going over to the Ranger deck, draw a card. And we're not going to play anything. We're going to go to the questing phase. We're going to discard a card and to ready Gimli, and then put it back in our hand with a silver harp. So we're questing for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And there's a total of 9 in the staging area. First card, Haunted Pass. Second card is Blood Runs Chill, Doom 1. When revealed, each player with a threat of 35 or higher deals 1 damage to each exhausted character. I'm going to deal 1 damage to each exhausted character. And so we added 3 to this staging area, bringing it up to 12. So we quest successfully by 5. That puts 2 progress onto the Deadly Road and 3 onto the main quest, bringing it up to 11. And that explores the Deadly Road. Now we're going to go to the end of the round. We have to raise our threat by 2 because of the overcome by fear bringing us up to 49. And then we're removing it with spending a resource from Aragorn's resource pool. Each hero gets a resource. And now the 300s deck can flip its contract, because we have at least 2 restricted attachments on each hero. And we're not going to play anything with the Ranger deck. We're going to exhaust the contract to heal up 1 damage from each of our heroes. Draw a card. Galadriel's Greeting. We're going to use Bearvor's effect to draw 2 more cards. Elven Male and Elven Light. Now we're going to go into the quest phase. And we're going to play, the Ranger deck is going to play Galadriel's Greeting and lower their threat by 6 down to 43. Then they're also going to play a Elrond's Consul and lower their threat by 3 more down to 40. And give Aragorn +1 willpower. Now we're going to discard a card and put it back into our hand. So now we're questing for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And there's a total of 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12 in the staging area. First card, Haunted Pass. And the next card is a Dead Men of Dunharrow. So we added a total of 5 to the staging area, bringing it up to 17. And we actually have 1 more willpower because of the Elrond's Consul. So we're at 25. So we quested successfully by 8. So that brings us up to 19. Now we're going to spend 1 resource to travel to the Deadly Road. And then we're going to engage the Dead Men of Dunharrow. Raise our threat by 2. And then we're going to block with Gimli and ready up Legolas. Attacking it gets +1 and loses the Phantom keyword. So attacking for 3, so no damage. And then we're going to attack back with Legolas and destroy it. Go to the next round. Raise each player's threat by 1. Each hero gets a resource. Draw a card. Test the will. We're going to raise our threat by 1 to play a Silver Circlet onto Legolas. Giving him +3 willpower. Now we're going to play Heed the Dream. And we're going to search the top 5 cards of our deck for a card and put it into our hand. I actually should have 3 more onto here because of the extra willpower for the restricted attachments. We're going to get a Steward of Gondor. Now we're going to spend 3 resources to search the entire deck for a card. We're going to get the sword that was broken. We're actually going to be using 3 resources from Gimli. Two resources from Gimli and 1 from Elra here. We're going to play the sword that was broken onto Aragorn. And that gives all our hero in the Ranger deck +1 willpower. Now we're going to play a sword that was broken onto Idrian using Aragorn's resource and Elrohir's resource, because Aragorn now has the leadership icon. And we're going to exhaust that to get 2 resources. Now we're going to go over to the 300s deck. Draw a card. Now we're going to use Berebor's ability to have the 300s deck. Draw 2 cards. Now we're going to go into the questing phase. So we're going to quest for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. And we're going to discard a card, then put it back in our hand with the Silver Harp. And there's a total of 6, 7, 8, 9, 13 in the staging area. First card revealed, Deadly Road. Second card revealed, a Blood Runs Chill. Doom 1. We are going to deal 1 damage to each exhausted character if your threat's 35 or higher. So that added 2 to the staging, or bringing it up to 15. So we quested successfully by 16. That clears the Deadly Road and puts 13 progress on the main quest, bringing us from 22 to 38, or 35. Now we're going to travel to the Twisting Place. First player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for an Oathbreaker and puts it into play. Engage with him. Shuffle the encounter deck. Nidrian readies, because we explored a location. Now we're going to block with Legolas. No shadow, no damage, and then we're readying it. It's Gimli we're blocking with. We're readying up. We don't need to ready up Legolas. We're going to attack with Aragorn and destroy him. Now we go to the end of the round. Raise each player's threat by 1. Give each hero a resource. Draw a card. Raven Winged Helm. We're going to raise our threat by 1 to be able to play cards. We're going to put Armor Destry onto Gimli. Going to put a Bow of the Gladrium onto Eladan. Now we're going to go over to the Ranger deck. Draw a card. Ranger summons. We're going to use Bearbor's ability to draw 2 cards. Limbus and Heed the Dream. Now we're not going to play any cards. We're going to go to the questing phase. And we're going to play a Ladrium's Greeting. It's a 300 deck. And it also exhausts the contract to heal up to 2 damage. And we're going to reduce our threat to 42. And then we're also going to play another Ladrium's Greeting with the Ranger deck and reduce our threat to 40. And there's a total of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in the staging area. And we're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and we're going to ready up Gimli. And then over on the side we're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so we're questing for 30. We're actually questing for 35 because of the extra amount from the sword that was broken and the Strider. First card, no turning back. We're going to play a Test of Will and cancel that effect. You have to raise each player's threat by 1. Now we're going to reveal Twisting Place. So we raise our threat. We raise the threat in the staging area by 3, up to 15. So we quested successfully by 20. That puts 3 progress onto the active location, clearing it, and 17 onto the main quest, bringing it up to 52. That readies up Adrian, and we go to the next stage. 3A. When revealed, add the Stone of Eric and the Army of the Dead to the staging area. Enemy side face up. Each player may raise his threat by 3 to detach Overcome by Fear from his threat dial and set it aside out of play. Well, I'm lucky I don't have any attached. 3B. The dead are following. 5 quest points. While the Stone of Eric is the active location, each Oathbreaker enemy loses the Phantom keyword and gets minus 20 engagement cost. When the Stone of Eric leaves play as an explored location, the players win the game. Well, we're going to engage the Dead Men of Dunharrow. So we're going to attach a Overcome by Fear to our threat dial. And then we're going to lock with Gimli and Aragorn's attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And no shadow, so 3 damage, so we have to raise the threat by 3. 2 damage, so we have to raise the threat by 2. And then we're going to attack back with Idrian and Aragorn, and this equals to 10. Destroy the army of the dead. And now we go to the end of the round. We have to raise our threat by 2 because of the Overcome by Fear. And then we're going to spend 1 resource to remove it. Each hero gets a resource. And we're no longer penalized for playing cards. Draw a card. Sulian. We're going to put Limbus onto Aragorn. We're going to use Beorbor's ability to draw 2 cards. We're going to play a Ranger Summons to shuffle a Ranger of North into the encounter deck. Now we're going to shuffle another one into the encounter deck. We're going to play Wingfoot. And put that onto Eladan. I'm going to play a Dwarven Tomb and put a Gladrun's Greeting back into my hand. Now we're going to play Gladrun's Greeting. And lower each player's threat by 2. Now we're going to go over to the 300s deck. Draw a card. We're going to put our Raven Winged Helm onto Gimli. Now we're going to go into the questing phase. There's a total of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 20 in the staging area. We're going to quest for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Now we're going to discard a card and ready up. And we're going to say enemy. And first card revealed is a Doors of Durin. Second card, Ranger of the North. We're going to give that control of the Ranger deck. Has Surge. Ranger of the North. Going to give that one in control of the 300 deck. And Deadly Road. So we added a total of 6 to the staging area, bringing it up to 26. So we quested successfully by 16. Actually, we quested successfully by 6. And that puts 6 progress onto the quest. And now we can remove 5 progress to travel to the Stone of Eric. And now each player searches the encounter deck for an Oathbreaker enemy and adds it to the staging area. We're going to get a Faceless Dead and a Faceless Dead. And they also, characters lose the Phantom keyword. So we're going to optionally engage the Faceless Dead with the Ranger deck, and then the other one comes in naturally. Deal out shadow cards. We're going to block with Gimli and ready up Legolas. Attacking, he gets +1, so no damage. And then we're going to use Armor Destry to remove the other shadow card and block him again. No damage. And then we're going to attack with Gimli and destroy one, attack with Aragorn and destroy the other. Go to the end of the round, raise each player's threat by 1. Each hero gets a resource. Hopefully this will be the last round. Draw a card. Dwarven Tomb. I'm going to play a Dwarven Tomb and put an Elrond's Console back into my hand. And when I destroyed an enemy, I played the Foe Hammer. Now go over to the Ranger deck. Draw a card. Galadriel's Greeting. Use Beregor's ability to draw 2 more cards. We're going to play the Galadriel's Greeting and lower our threat by 6, bring us down to 38. I'm going to play a Sora's Map. And then we're going to play a Reforged for 1 and put a Limbus onto Elro here. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. So we're going to quest for 1, 2, 3. Oh, everyone gets extra willpower here. And Aragorn gets +3 for his 3 restricted attachments. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Discard a card to ready Gimli. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and I'm going to ready up Elro here with Limbus and heal him up. First card, Whispers in the Dark. Either attach or set aside Overcome by Fear to your threat tile, or each character you control gets -1. We'll take each character you control gets -1. And Blood Runs Chill. Doomed 1. And just for the... I'm just going to take 1 damage onto each of exhausted characters. And then heal it up with the contract over here. So there's a total of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 21. Request for 34. And that puts 13 onto the main quest. 13 by questing successfully, 5 onto the stone and 8 onto the main quest, and we fulfilled the quest because we put the Stone of Eric in the victory display. So there's a win, and by no doubt the MVP for the Ranger deck was the Gladrium's Greeting. And the MVP for the 300s deck, I'm not going to put out two of the same cards, so I'm going to put out Gondorian Shield, because that was a big help in being able to flip my contract with having three of them down at the beginning. So I hope you enjoyed the game. The final score was 80, 88, 98, 108, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 128, 168, and then we had a total of 6 victory points, so 162 was the final score. And the quest resolution was: add each copy of Overcome by Fear attached to a player's threat dial to the campaign pool. So we don't have any Overcome by Fear attached, so that's good. And if the Army of the Dead is in the victory display, add it to the campaign pool. The players have earned each card added to the campaign pool. And this is on the other side is a boon. He's a 4, 6, 2, 8 undead. And set up, the first player takes control of him, and if he leaves play, remove him from the game. So